Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Anguilla for what is a pretty unique flight. This is my first trip out in Sim Update 10. This is literally the first time I've opened the beta, so we're going to see how it works. Let's get into the cockpit. A little bit of a pause there. I don't know, so far so good, right? I mean, kind of got these. It's a little jittery, isn't it? Don't you think? Well, we'll see how it goes. Alright. Fuel is on. Rotating beacon on. Mixture is rich. Carb heat is cold. Master and battery switch is on. There is no fuel pump. Crack the throttle. Make sure there's nobody out here to chop up. Turn the throttle over. Turn the magnetos over, rather. Good start. Let's bring it to 1200 RPM. Oil pressure is looking good. Let's lean the mixture for taxi. Nav and strobe lights on. Now, I purposely did not change anything in my settings. A couple of things are different in the settings. I can show you real quick just the general options. So when you've got, so this AMD fidelity thing is new, and when you have VSync on, it's now percentage of your monitor refresh rate, which it shows you. I haven't looked at these experimental ones. Replay tool, low power mode. Don't know what that is. Don't know what that is either. So, all good. Those are the settings. Let's turn the taxi light on. Transponder is already squawking altitude. So, let's get an altimeter sitting here. 1019. So this is live weather and all that fun stuff. Alright. Altimeter is set. Let's release the parking brake. Mixture's lean for taxi. Looks like we're good. Taxi light is on. And let's get rolling here just a little bit. Then we'll test the brakes. Brakes are working just fine. Anguilla traffic. Cessna 4753 X-ray taxiing to runway 11 via taxiway Bravo Anguilla. As we like it, we are in Anguilla. This is beautiful Clayton J. Lloyd International Airport. That is Trans-Anguilla Airways. That is, I better get back in the plane. I'm gonna take off. Anguilla Air Services there on the other islander there. So we're just gonna do a little round robin, I think. One of the things they have supposedly changed is the what's the word I'm looking for? Turbulence. And so definitely curious to see what that looks like, to see if St. Bart's is a little bit more manageable. Alright, so without further ado, let's put on the parking brake. Flight control check, up on that side, down on that side, up on that side, down on that side. Flaps are down and indicating. All the way down on that side, all the way down on that side. And if you don't do a full flight control check before every flight, shoot yourself. Seriously. Up on that side, all the way up on that side. Just read. And the other thing is too, a lot of pilots don't do flight control checks, even professional pilots. But the ones that do just kind of go, yeah, looks good, looks good. They don't. There's two things you want to check for: free and correct. Okay, so if I turn the yoke full left, that side should be up, that side should be down. And that's the way I always remember is up towards me. Like, so if I'm turning towards that wing, up. If I'm turning towards this wing, up. If I'm pulling this yoke towards me, elevator goes up. Really, really important. All right, let's go full rich on the mixture here. I'll talk a little bit about more of that in a second. That's kind of my rant for the day. Let's go to 1700 on the RPM. And the reason was there's a very famous pilot who died because he didn't do a flight control check. The report came out yesterday actually. All right, left magneto, good drop. You don't want any more than 75 RPM. Back to both. All right, right magneto, back to both. You want the drop to be within 50 RPM of one another. Excuse me for coughing. Carb heat. Carb heat is good. Carb heat back in. Let's check the oil pressure. Oil pressure is good. And the suction of the gyros is good. Let's bring the power back. Yeah, there was a power idle. Throttle idle check is good. Very famous F-14 Top Cat pilot passed away about a year ago, and his accident report came out yesterday. He tried taking off with the flight control locks in place, and it didn't go very well. It can happen to any pilot at any time, but always check your flight controls. That's how you avoid that mistake. Alright, mixture's rich, carb heat's cold, there is no fuel pump. Taxi light off, landing light on. The runway looks clear. I don't see any traffic on the iPad. Anguilla traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray taking runway 11 for departure to the south Anguilla. And I will be taking runway 11 as soon as I release the parking brake. Yeah, don't, really unfortunate. And the guy realized it, obviously, when it was happening, and made some radio calls that were pretty chilling. Clearly understanding what was about to happen to him. And it's just something that we really have to be diligent about as pilots. Alright. On the center line, heading indicator checks with the runway number. Takeoff power coming in. Takeoff power is set. Oil pressure is in the green. Airspeed is alive. Still have to use left rudder. 65 knots and rotate. So that was one of the things I was curious about, is maybe if they had fixed the left rudder issue. They clearly have not. Had a few stutters. Kind of little pauses, I guess you could say. Alright, 400 feet AGL, we can start our turnout. Make a right turn on course. Anguilla traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray, right crosswind departure off runway 11, departing to the south, Anguilla. So, off we go. It's like the no toolbar mod is not working. My beloved Anguilla. The most beautiful place in the world. Not only the most beautiful place in the world, but you will not in your life meet nicer people than the folks of Anguilla. They're just wonderful. You go to, I describe it this way, the people of Anguilla. 1,000 feet AGL, there is no fuel pump to turn off. And there's a ton of stutters right now. visually looks pretty good. You've still got, with seafront simulations, you've still got these weird the wakes from the ships look kind of strange. 1300 for 1500. The way I describe the people of Anguilla is that, you know, Anguilla is a tourist destination, and you know, if you go to a lot of tourist destinations, 50 feet below our cruise altitude will push the nose over, start pulling the power back. Go to a lot of tourist destinations, people are friendly, right? Because they know that you're a tourist, and they know, you know, whether it's you know, South Carolina or South Africa, wherever you are. You know, people know that you're a tourist, and they're, you know, if you're in their restaurant, if you're in their, you know, their business, they know you're a tourist, and they treat you nicely because you're a tourist, and they know that tourists, you know, put food on their table. It's 2400, and not necessarily artificial, but it's just, you know, that that's kind of what's going on, right? And in Anguilla, you go to Anguilla, and everybody is super friendly, and you just, you don't at all get that feeling that they're friendly because you're a tourist. They're friendly because they're friendly. I can't tell you how many people, I mean, restaurant owners who would say, like, hey, you know, you ever tried this before? And you say no, and they say okay, and they go into the back and they make it for you, and they bring it out, and here, try this, you know, or like, it's you know, same with drinks, stuff like that. It's, you know, just really, really nice people.
St. Martin traffic, JetBlue 1058, landing runway 10.
And anyway, so far we've talked about plane crashes and the people of Anguilla. Sounds like a good start to a flight, right? Here we are in St. Martin traffic. Cessna 4753 X-ray is in the VFR corridor to St. Barts, level of 1500 southbound, St. Martin. Anguilla in the background. It's Grand Cass Airport going to be coming up here. Way off in the distance there is Princess Juliana Airport. Water looks awesome, no question about that, and no surprise. There's Saba off in the distance there. So visually looking pretty good. All kinds of fun places. What do we got? So we got Saba, we got Dominica, we've got St. Kitts, Nevis, and then I don't think we can quite see St. Bart's, of course, coming up. I don't think you can quite see Antigua. So most of the sim pilots, I'm on VetSim like I always am, and most of the sim pilots around here, I'm sure, have no idea what the VFR quarter is. For that matter, I don't know if the controllers in this area know what the VFR quarter is. There's between so we're in the Class Charlie airspace of Princess Juliana right now, and that Class Charlie airspace goes from the ground up to flight, what they call here flight level 055, which is 5,500 feet. Everywhere else, well, maybe not everywhere else, but everywhere else that I fly. But there's a couple, you know, for example, St. Barts, Grand Casse Airport, which is right in the valley, right there. You see it? Right in this little valley right here. It's Grand Casse Airport. And they're actually both French protectorates, and because there's so much air traffic between the two, you get a ton of Grand Caravans going back and forth with St. Bart commuter, which is a little commuter operation. They fly Grand Caravans between the two islands, and so they've made a carve out in the airspace down here, and it's I don't know what it's officially called, to be honest with you, but colloquially it is referred to as the VFR corridor. And what it is, it's actually a restricted area, special use airspace. Interesting. I'm looking on ForeFlight right now on my iPad. It's actually restricted special use airspace from the surface up to 2,600 feet. And 2,600 feet is basically the lowest altitude that they clear you down to if you're flying into St. Martin, Princess Juliana. And so basically everybody who's in this VFR corridor between the French side of St. Martin over there, that's the Dutch side of St. Martin, and the French island of St. Barts is out of the way of approaching traffic here. I don't know if it's the minimum vectoring altitude around St. Martin or what the deal is, but well, I have to say the clouds look great. I mean, these little kind of light kind of light clouds look pretty good. Yeah, I mean, they look a lot less kind of grainy, I guess might be the word. A lot less pixelated. They look really good. Beautiful island of St. Martin in the background there. So, alright. While I was flapping my gums, the airplane was climbing and climbing and climbing. So I had to shut up and make it go down. And if you ever wondered, I never really have a plan for anything I'm going to talk about on my little flights. I just kind of get in the plane and go, and whatever comes to mind, and it's usually aviation related. A little sailboat going down there. Moving at a pretty good pace, too. I think that might be a little fast for a sailboat, I don't know. Huh, interesting. So, let's see what we get here. I haven't even bothered checking what's going on with my CPU and GPU. These are very serious discussions, aren't they? CPUs and GPUs. People get really obsessed with with what their PCs are capable of and how many FPS they're getting. I mean, to me, as long as the flight is smooth, it's really all I care about. Seems like there's if you look at like the column here, when you move, kind of jiggle. So, I don't know. St. Bart's traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray, Forche inbound to 10 St. Bart's. That's another thing that nobody who's on Batson probably knows. That is Forche right there, which I am probably not pronouncing correctly. And right off our nose there is Sugarloaf.
Princess Juliana traffic, windward 675 is about 5 miles out for runway 10, Princess Juliana traffic.
And I got that guy on the iPad. He's pretty clear of anything. And, alright, well, the plane seems to want to climb, so I'm just going to put the carb heat on, which is always your first power reduction in a Cessna, in a carbureted Cessna anyway. The reason is we need the carb heat on for landing anyway. And if you want to pull the power back a couple hundred RPM, pulling out the carb heat is a good way to do it. 2 birds, 1 stone. So, nobody on the iPad. I don't see any traffic visually. St. Bart's traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray is on a 3-mile left base runway 10 St. Bart's. And they said that they've reduced the turbulence. And I'm not necessarily saying that it needed to be reduced, per se, but I am saying it doesn't feel like it's been reduced. Alright, power to 2000. I'm a little bit high. That first notch of flaps.
St. Martin traffic, windward 675, short finals, runway 10, St. Martin traffic.
And St. Bart's traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray, Forche, Sugarloaf inbound 10, St. Bart's. So I guarantee you, if that guy's making a video right now, he's going, what's this clown talking about, Sugarloaf and Forche? And he's right, you know. It's like the people who pronounce Budapest, Budapest. Like, it's not Budapest in English, you know. Those kind of people annoy me. But this is called Sugarloaf. This is called Forche. Alright. Carb heat is on. Flaps are set. I'm going to bring the power back to 1500 because the airplane is a little bit high right now. About to power back a little too much. Alright, I'm relatively pleased. So we get this trimmed at 65. Alright, mixture is rich, carb heat is on, flaps are set. I'll be about 800 feet at this rock here, where I think we're doing pretty much alright. I'm more concerned about the
Julie on traffic onward 675, clear 10.
More concerned about airspeed than much of anything else right now. Definitely starting to sink right now, losing airspeed, which I don't want to do. St. Bart's traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray, short final, runway 10, St. Bart's. Definitely need to make a correction here, and a good correction, because I'm way low. Just went through a good sink there. Alright. I feel like I'm very low energy right now, which is okay. I mean, but you don't want to get too low energy. Let's put the nose down and trim a little bit because I want some more airspeed. Nope, 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 nope. Going around. Carb heat in. Full power. Positive rated climb. Up with a notch of flaps. St. Bart's traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray going around 10, St. Bart's. You know, and there's that little hotel that I've always been curious about. Left to a heading of 060. We don't get those big chunks anymore in the water, which is awesome. Alright, let's go give it another go here. My friend Wayne, who flies into St. Bart's all the time, always says that he would rather be too high than too low. And I would venture to guess that's especially true in a Cessna 150, 152, where you're in a situation where if you get low and slow, you can get trapped in a in a downdraft, and you can be in trouble, and that's kind of what I was afraid of right there. So, the other thing my friend Wayne says is he never tries to land to St. Bart's twice. He always says if he tries it once and it doesn't work, he's going home. And he flies, I mean, we're talking commercial flights. He's a commercial Islander pilot, flies the Britten-Norman Islander. So it's not like he's doing this for entertainment. He's doing it for a living. And he says if he doesn't get in the first time, that's that. Of course, the other thing is St. Bart's traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray turning left base, runway 10, St. Bart's. The other thing is that man could put a Britten-Norman Islander on a dime. I mean, so it makes sense for him to say that, because if he can't get it in the first time around, it probably can't be done. get that 10 on the left hash mark of my heading indicator, and that's going to let me know that I am on a left base. Alright, let's not get so obsessed with yourself that you don't look around for traffic. Alright, we're good. Alright, first notch of flaps. Keep the nose down. St. Bart's traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray, Sugarloaf inbound 10 St. Bart's. Okay, I am trimmed for 65, which is what I want. Alright. Definitely feeling a little floaty out here right now. We'll go second notch of flaps, push the nose down. It's going to help get rid of some of that airspeed. I'm going to stay at 1700 on the RPM right now. Mixture is rich, carb heat is on. Airspeed is good. St. Bart's traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray, short final, runway 10, St. Bart's. Alright, airspeed's getting a little low, but that's alright, nose is pitching down. See, I think this... Starting to be able to see that 10 right now. See, it's now getting... But again, I'd rather be up here with some airspeed than... Alright. Definitely coming off the power here. Power is completely out. And I mean, power is in, carb heat is in. Positive rate of climb, first notch of flaps, second notch of flaps, so those big squares that we used to get here are no longer there, which is really great. St. Bart's traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray, going around St. Bart's. So, I don't want to sit here and do St. Bart's 8 times today. I think what we're going to do is just head on back, execute the plan. The plan was, gosh, it does look very vivid, doesn't it? Look at those, the trees rather. Just looks so vivid. You know, I'm definitely not of the opinion per se that the turbulence is still overdone. We'll have to see. I mean, St. Bart's for a 150 can certainly be a handful. Alright. Let's see here. 2400 RPM. Oil pressure is good. Oil temperature is good. So I don't know. I mean, I think overall so far my impressions are pretty good. I'd like to get rid of this jitter. I'd also like to get rid of my lunch. I had McDonald's for lunch. I don't know why I do these things. Whenever my girlfriend's out of town, I'm like, let's go eat something disgusting. So my girlfriend is not only a very healthy person, she's also an excellent, and I do mean excellent, chef. She knows good food, and she, before the pandemic, okay, I'm just going to stop trying to make the airplane level off. I'm just going to let it do it itself. And I'm actually curious to see what's going to happen, because the nose keeps going up and down and up and down and up and down. I'm just sick of wrestling with it, so I'm just going to let it do what it wants to do. Eventually, it will stop oscillating and settle. But anyway, yeah, these little misty clouds down at the bottom are really sweet, actually. I think that looks great. We used to spend a lot of time and money, for that matter, at restaurants. We used to go out and eat all the time. And yeah, these low clouds are fantastic. It's one of the things they were hoping to improve. I think the clouds look awesome. And we would, we have friends who are chefs and restaurant owners and so forth. And her menus, or her recipes rather, have made it onto not a few restaurant menus of friends of ours. Like, I'm gonna put that in the menu at my restaurant. Okay. And anyway, so when she's here, she's always cooking delightful and healthy food. And when she's not here, I eat like a college student. Because left to my own devices, I am I don't know how to put it. I will eat some pretty. I'll eat a pretty poor diet. Look at these. So there's this kind of misty layer at the bottom, just awesome. Looks really, really good. Alright, well. Oh yeah, what I was going to do, check the altimeter, 1019. Wind 0070 at 13 knots. Runway 12, so we're going to get a little bit of a crosswind in here, which is good. I don't know why that just happened. Go through this little cloud here, gonna look at what she does. And for those of you who think flying a Cessna 152 is like watching paint dry, yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's low and slow, you know. We should turn our pitot heat on because Grandcast traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray is crossing the departure end of 12 about 2,000 feet south to north and Grandcast. So if anybody's taking off at it, they know there's some traffic out here. Gosh, look at these clouds. So that is totally awesome. For low, kind of misty types of clouds, that is great. For whatever reason, you push the nose of this airplane down like an inch, it just goes to 1,000 feet straight down in a heartbeat. I don't know why. So there's a lot of naked people on that beach over there, which is great. I think French people look better naked than Americans, I would have to say. It's probably a pretty safe bet. I mean, look at these trees. That is just... I mean, that is pretty amazing. Alright, let's get back to flying here. Get that 12. Boy, those trees look good. That 12. See, it's runway 12 that we're landing on, so I want to put that 12 right on this bottom hash mark on the attitude indicator. That's how I know that I am on a perfect downwind for runway 12. Grandcast traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray on a left downwind runway 12 Grandcast. think it's not terribly unusual. I'll put the carpet on. It's not terribly unusual to have a small GA airplane be relatively unstable in pitch. I don't know what's going on over there. There's two ships. I don't know if they hit each other and blew up or what. Groundcast traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray turning a 3-mile left base runway 12 groundcast. And then you can also keep an eye here and see when that 12 gets over to the left hash mark, you know you're on a perfect left base.
American 2478 on final runway 10.
Alright, so St. Bart's is one thing, but this one I gotta actually make a go of. Can't embarrass myself on that groundcast. So we're gonna go with power to 2000. Carb heat is on. I'm gonna put in that notch of flaps, keep the nose down. I do feel like, so there's probably a bit of a left crosswind, so I'm going to start my turn in. I got a little bit of the wind at my tail here. Groundcast traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray turning a 3-mile final runway 12 groundcast. Alright, airspeed's good. Flaps are set. Mixture is rich, carb heat's cold. Just gonna wait for a little bit to see what the airplane's doing. Definitely a little bit of a left crosswind. You can tell just because we've gotten blown over. Really getting blown over now. I just pushed the nose down just a little bit and added some power just to get some airspeed. I'm just kind of sitting and watching at this point. Not really going to make any changes yet. It's because it's kind of thermally and Groundcast traffic, Cessna 53 X-ray short final runway 12 groundcast. Come back a little bit on the power now. Alright, let's get ready to get on these rudder pedals. Carpet's on, mixture's rich. Yeah, power back because you're now starting to gain airspeed. And you're high. I don't mind being a little bit high coming in here because I know this airplane will land at a very short distance and I would rather have a bit more clearance over those buildings. A little bit chunky in there, choppy. Stay on center line. Stay on center line. Power is out. That wasn't too bad for a crosswind landing. That wasn't too bad for a crosswind landing. Let's lean the mixture here a little bit.
Runway 10 back 80.
Carb heat is in. So flaps up. How much fuel do we have left? We have plenty. Grand Cas traffic, Cessna 53 X-rays, clear the runway, Grand Cas. Alright. Did I put my flaps up? I don't remember putting my flaps up, and I don't have any flaps in. Which makes me wonder. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna want to back taxi this runway. I don't want to screw around. There is quite a crosswind, so alright, trim is set. Landing light is on. Let's turn the pitot heat off. Alright, mixture is lean, which is good. Carb heat is cold. Alright, let's get out here. Grand Cas traffic, Cessna 53 X-ray, back taxiing runway 12 full length for departure, Grand Cas. Let's see. Wind is kind of coming out of that direction, so we're going to put in a little bit of this until we get out on the runway here. I don't see any traffic on the iPad. I don't see any traffic on the runway. And now when we get out on the runway, we're going to put in this. You always want to put in full crosswind correction. Not a little bit. None of this, none of that. You put in a crosswind correction, put in a crosswind correction. And you should, because that'll flip the airplane right over. That crosswind right there, that can flip this airplane right over.
Princess Julian traffic, United 1, taxi runway 10 via Alpha.
Alright, I don't see any traffic. Let's go mixture rich. Carb heat is cold, flaps are set. Grand Cas traffic, Cessna 53 X-ray, taking off runway 12, departure, it's going to be left crosswind departure, Grand Cas. Alright, takeoff power is set. Crosswind correction is in, and it's not, yeah, see, this is what happens in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It doesn't really work very well. The airplane obviously shouldn't be leaning like that. It's one of my bones to pick with Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think they do a lot of things really well. Ground handling is not one of them. Because you should be able to put in full crosswind correction on the runway, on the rollout for the takeoff without any problem, and you can't. Yeah. That was because my door came open in my computer room. There's a window right across the way, and if the door is open, it can catch on my it can catch what is it called? My track IR, and go wacky. So you can't make a turn until you're clear of the terrain, which I didn't know. I just read that actually yesterday. Grand Cast traffic. Cherokee 53 X-ray left crosswind departure off runway 12 departing to the north. Grand Cast. And I'm probably annoying the big airline guys. Going in and out of St. Martin. Probably, why is this guy making all these radio calls? Well, I'm making all these radio calls because I should be. And let's go. Well, who knows? Maybe they're.
Atlanta traffic, United 1, holding short, runway 10. We've got a bit of an engine issue here. We'll be a couple minutes.
A little bit of a what am I talking about? I have no idea. Anguilla traffic, Cessna 53 X-ray, 5 miles to the south, inbound runway 11, Anguilla. For the most part, I mean, I think visually it looks stunning. I think my flying has been so-so. The winds have been a bit challenging. It's possible that that's just what it is. Oh yeah, 3,000 feet, 21 knots on the wind, so it's definitely a flighty day for sure. But rule of thumb is 25 knots or greater at 3,000 feet. You're probably going to have low level wind shear and turbulence. So that's why it's kind of a chunky day today. Anguilla traffic, Cherokee, Cessna 4753 X-ray entering a right downwind for runway 11, Anguilla. Okay, so that is unusual. Alright, so we're going to go carb heat on, power to 2000. What on earth is that? 'Tis a boat, I do believe. I'm going to put in a notch of flaps. Let's see here, 11. Alright, we're gonna go second notch of flaps. Anguilla traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray turning right base, runway 11, Anguilla.
And Juliana traffic, good afternoon, JetBlue 2760, pushing back from gate Alpha 1 for taxi via Alpha to runway 10.
Just saw my airspeed, low. Not good, I think. Let's see, 2 notches of flaps. Carb heat is on, mixture is rich. There is sandy ground in Anguilla. Anguilla traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray turning a 2-mile final runway 11 at Anguilla. Alright, 1019 0 at 16, so no. Alright, definitely then you're gonna have to reduce power here. Okay, a bit of a left crosswind here as well. No, don't like it, don't like it, don't like it. Okay. Back on glide slope. Don't need the power anymore, that's for sure. Boy, I mean, I like to think I'm not. I'm talking about a full stall landing. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen that before. Okay. I think there's something funky with the, I think there's something funky with the winds. I don't like to necessarily say that. Carb heat in, mixture lean for taxi. I don't know. I mean, this airplane felt really, really pretty unusual there. So, I don't really know what to make of it, to be honest with you. I mean, it's a windy day for sure. I mean, like I said, 21 knots at 3,000 feet. Pretty breezy. Don't think it's that breezy. You know that you're going to get chucked around like that. But who knows? I don't know. Alright. Clear the run. Anguilla traffic, Cessna 53 X-rays, clear the runway, Anguilla. Flaps are up. Lean the mixture for taxi. Carby is cold.
Princess Juliana Air traffic. United 305. We're clear the area. Climb through flat dash, departing to the southeast.
Where are you and where are you going? I didn't hear that guy make a call for departure.
Juliana traffic, Cessna 216 Tango Bravo, taking off, south departure.
Juliana traffic, JetBlue 2760, line up runway 10.
Okay. Mixture idle cutoff. Throttle is idle. Copy is cold. Flaps are up. Let's turn all of our lights off. Mags off. Avionics master and battery switches off. Parking brake engaged. Like I said, I think I tend to think that perhaps it's a little bit too breezy here with the good old Microsoft flight simulation device, but who knows? I don't know. You know, it seems a little breezy for me. But visuals look great. Some kind of stuttery flickering a little bit, but we'll see. So far so good.